Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Thatbloke Z and I was waiting for that phone call before I introduce myself because I recorded this before and turned the speakers down and everything, but the sound still came through and it was really loud and annoying. So, I am playing through the introduction of a game called Prison Architect, as I'm undoubtedly sure that you missed the big heading coming up. So I thought I'd say it to you again. It's by a game developing company named Introversion Software. They're independent, so you can go to their website. If you just Google Prison Architect, you can find it, and the game is available for $30, which I think is like £19. I don't know, 11 pence, give or take. Just call it 20 quid, and you can't get wrong. The game is a lot like Theme Hospital. If you ever like that game, you will love this one. I mean, I've been spending a lot of hours playing this, and I plan to after this video as well. And I am running through the introduction at the minute, which is like a scened, what do you call it? Like structured, very structured. Tells you what to do, gives you a brief overlay of the game. But then once this is done, you can go into a sandbox mode and really get your teeth sunk into it and fail about 40 times because you can't budget properly. This is in its alpha state, and they'll be the first to tell you. I mean, literally, as soon as you go to their website, there's a little video that shows you a little bit about the game, tells you about them as a company, and about the many failings that this game has, as in the bugs that they haven't fixed yet. And they have a wide variety of other things that you can pay for as well that add up. I mean, something there for $500. I think you can create your own inmate in-game, so when people turn the game on, there's literally like one of you there. Or you can create your own warden. I think they've sold out of those now, but dread to think of how much that cost. So let's get started then. So straight away it showed me, gave me a brief little tour of the prison there, and then the CEO's phoned me up telling me it's a tough one apparently, and there's a prisoner incarcerated who's been convicted of a double murder and sentenced to death. Excellent. Get to make an execution chamber. Hopefully it's, just a block with an axe. That's where I want the new facility to be built. Of course you do, Rolf Harris. Yeah, okay. Let's get started. Well, obviously we'll need an entrance and a large jail door. Alright, so when you're in the sandbox mode, you can create everything, the walls, and I mean, this is a small map, so you want to get that so you can build it however you want, but when it gets to large it becomes ridiculous. I mean, you couldn't even fill all that space up if you wanted to. Well, you probably could if you like this kind of game. You designate each room. In fact, it'll probably show me that in a minute. And inside you can have like your own foreman who's in charge of all the workmen, the chief in charge of the I was going to say prison wardens, but like the guards, and then the warden himself, who looks like the guy out of Monopoly. Apparently had bad dice that day. So everything that you can do in this game, with the exception of clicking and selecting your guys, telling them where to go, or sacking them, which I don't want to do. Your bars are down the bottom here. You can phone the police, or not the police, the fire service for now. So if there's a massive riot and they manage to set fire to everything, you probably want to phone them. Clone is something you can unlock through the bureaucracy. It's like a unlockable tree. It starts with your warden, and then you can take a look yourself. And there's a couple of broken parts about that, but they'll be the first people to tell you. I mean, it's even highlighted that certain things aren't working, like the riot police. I looked at that and went, ooh, can't wait, but then it had a little brackets in the description saying doesn't work yet. So there's no point unlocking it just yet, but they will fix it. They'll be getting on it. Your staff, people that you can hire, janitors and all the rest of that good stuff, and then objects themselves. So I want a large jail door, pop that there. And room designation, like for instance, you see this is like checkered, like a chessboard. It says yards because it's been designated as the yard. And materials, floors, walls, foundations of a building. So let's get that done. Let's just drag and drop. Storage. And there's all the workmen. My workmen are responsible for construction of buildings. They'll collect steel, concrete from the store and take it up to the construction site. Use the raw materials of the buildings for blah 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 blah. Right. WASD to move around, middle mouse wheel, or E and Q. I prefer the middle mouse wheel. Can't deal with E and Q. So while they're building that, I'll give you a quick tour. You have your individual cells. These ones aren't working because they require a bed, apparently, but your other individual cells. You get your showers. In fact, it'd be easy to show you there. You got cells, holding cells, which is a temporary. It's got like a bench in there and a toilet until you know, like if you get more prisoners in and you can handle, just build a holding cell. Throw them all in there for now until you can actually build a cell. Solitary for the troublemakers. Canteen, which is here. You can see them all eating. Kitchen. Where are you? You're up here with your chefs who aren't doing anything. Showers, your yard, which is like exercise yard, your storage, which you've just seen, deliveries, which is there. But you can build a specific room for it. Fuck off, Rolf Harris, I'm talking. Jail cell and execution room. Yes, thank you. Right. The offices, which is where you saw the Monopoly Man. Infirmary, you have to unlock through bureaucracy there. You can see like a medic and a doctor, and security room you can have like CCTV cameras and a morgue for anyone who dies. At the minute in the alpha state, unless they've fixed it, I'm not entirely sure if they have or not. If anyone dies, they kind of put them on the morgue slab, but they don't go anywhere, they just stay there forever. For now. And a common room, which is a room where they can all just go in, chill out, play pool and all the rest of that good stuff. But I prefer a third world prison camp. They all get tortured to death, which you can't do just yet. So I will build this concrete wall. You can either just click it once, or you can hold down your left mouse button, drag and then release. So the whole game was really quite intuitive and really addictive. I've been playing this for hours and hours and hours, and I'll still see now it's switched to yard time and they're all just coming out here. And he's exercising, so is he, and him. Most of them are just gangling around. Now for the tutorial or this introduction, they've been quite kind because no one's kicking off and everyone's everyone's really happy and chilled out, whereas if you were on your sandbox mode they'd all be kicking off and trying to stab each other because they've always got a reason, the prisoners, aren't they? Scum of the earth. Alright, so you built that with a screwdriver. That wall is now built. I had a feeling you'd be in touch. Large jail doors. Rotate with R. Alright, come on, someone grab a door. Let's go. Even janitors and everything, because if you don't have your janitors running around cleaning up, I mean, you'll see it. Well, probably not in the introduction because they're all over it. But like cracks will start to develop across the floor. Structures can become weak and all that good stuff. Excellent. You can even set up little metal detectors and all sorts. Really cool. Designate rooms within the spaces. This is what I wanted to show you. Smaller area, yes, alright. And the execution is a larger area. Okay. Then you can go to rooms, you can go to the cell and go. There we go, it's a cell. Execution? No, it's that one. And they have requirements before they can function. The cell needs a bed and a toilet. The execution room requires an electric chair. So, go there. Let's get this. Let's get it on. The electric chair. And someone will go ahead and do that. Someone will go ahead and do what you're doing. Installing the toilet. Oh, that's right. So it's hit the deliveries. It's not in the storeroom just yet. And although these prisoners, you see them all standing outside, right? That's only because this is the introduction. In the actual game, your guards would run outside and bring them in, drop them in a cell or the holding cell. It's pretty cool. I'm really enjoying this game. Phone booths, showers. Ah, it's brilliant. Especially when, you know, like when you start to get really far and you've perfected it and then you decide to open up a new wing of the prison. Loads of new prisoners show up and the whole thing just gets fucked up. Riots everywhere. Ah. I sigh at it, but in the same instance, all my guards go in and just club them and drag them out unconsciously into the solitary confinement and stuff. It's actually really cool. Alright, so now that that's got its bed and toilet, it doesn't have that like red triangle caution, because it sees how it says there required electric chair. This one said required toilet and bed. Now that they're built, I'm sure that Rolf will phone me back. Like clockwork. That's the essentials taken care of, but there's still a few improvements that I could make. It's up to me though, they aren't required. If I care about the prisoners. Improve outward facing window and a small bookshelf. And the facility would look better with higher quality material like wooden floorboards and mosaic tiles. Fucking hell. It's not a holiday resort. Add some lighting on the pathway. What's this? This is the main question. Edward Robinson. Alright, so I'm gonna stop there because I don't wanna be kind of giving you a tutorial or ruining the introduction for you. I don't want you having to play through it twice. But if you just Google, in fact I'll make a link. I'm gonna put a link in the bottom in the description to their website if you fancy getting this game. It's $30 and it is in its alpha state. So if you are going to come across a couple of little glitches here and there and some things that aren't working, but if you just watch that video on their website, it'll show you exactly what's what, and they are working on it. I'd rate this game really highly. I mean, the last kind of game that I've played like this was Theme Hospital. I didn't like Theme Park or any of the rest of that nonsense because I don't know, just insert roller coaster wherever you want. There we go, roller coaster done. Whereas Theme Hospital, it was putting down vending machines and how you wanted the building to be made, and that's the same thing with this. You can kind of micromanage everything, and you get budgets and your income, and you can designate their regime. You can set up patrols. You can set one section of your prison up to be like a maximum security, one to be minimum security, and the other one to be like the general population. I like it. I think it's really good, and I can't wait until it's out of alpha. I can't wait till they've finished it, but I'm sure they've got a hell of a lot more to add, you know. So, I mean, even in its alpha state, taking all of the faults into consideration, I'd still rate this game really highly. So, should you buy this? I think so, yeah. I mean, it's not expensive. It's really quite cheap, to be totally fair. I think it's totally worth it. Yeah. So, I've been Thatbloke Z. Thank you very much for watching.